Hello there everyone, welcome back to another video about the One Piece card game. As I record this video, I am currently doing a giveaway for 6 double packs. There are some really good prizes to be won there. Please check out that video. If you go up there or look on the channel, you can enter that giveaway. The giveaway is going to be going until Thursday of the week I'm recording this, so if you're watching this soon after upload, please do check it out. Additionally, my patrons get 5 bonus entries into that contest just for being a patron. And why would you want to be a patron? Well, obviously you support the channel, but I have my in-depth guide to Sakazuki, this very deck that you're about to see a profile of, over on my Patreon right now. 30 minutes, super in-depth, matchups, all that sort of stuff. Please do give it a look. And you get some bonus entries into that competition to win some double packs. Additionally, there's a double pack giveaway on my Twitter, so you can check that out as well. But that's enough shilling. We're talking about the GOAT. Ignore the base rarity leader. My friend just didn't bring my my alt art leader with him, which was really frustrating. So I was there having to deal with this base rarity nonsense, which is really frustrating, but it is what it is. Today I'm going to be talking about, as I said, the GOAT, the best deck in the game, in my opinion, my beloved Sakabozo. Let's go ahead and get into the profile with a showcase of something quite beautiful. So this isn't actually complete yet because I haven't got the first anniversary ones, but oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? 10 different ones. It only took a year, honestly, which is faster than I think we all expected. But yeah, lovely variety of panels there. Super nice. And of course, we are talking about Sakazuki. I'm not going to explain the leader in a huge amount of depth, but all you need to know is consistency and power level through the roof, thanks to this guy. He is good. Alright, we're going to start with the events, I think, because that makes sense to begin there. So, I guess I'll start off saying, why do you want to play this guy? He's super consistent, he's removal. He's really fun. Honestly, the mirror match is pretty good, and you'll probably be playing it a fair bit if you are playing Sakazuki. And yeah, it's just it's a very unique deck, like relative to most of what's been meta in the past. So this is refreshing. Okay, for Pilaf, this isn't the most popular choice. I think a lot of players right now are on like Ulti or Hina, and I think those are both really good cards. Ulti, I think, is better because I see people playing Hina, and the logic is like, oh, well, it's, you know, you get a body on the board and you draw a card. But it's only usable in the first 2 turns of the game. After that, it's literally just a dead card. And, like, yeah, you can filter it, fine, and you can counter with it, fine. But I can do the exact same thing with Ulti. But Ulti is actually something the opponent does have to deal with. If they don't deal with it, it's going to remove something. And even if it only gets one thing, it's also a pseudo blocker, right? Or it's going to bait some removal. So I think Ulti's better in that sense. But why am I playing Pilaf at the moment? I think Pilaf is just really strong because you trigger it quite a lot. You'd be surprised how often you trigger it. This is a really strong turn 2 play because, like, this deck doesn't really care about getting cheap bodies on the board, especially in the mirror. Like, that's going to get removed so easily. This deck cares about seeing its major removal pieces and its big goods and, like, just having that hand advantage to be able to remove stuff. And so I think Pilaf is really good for that reason. But this is entirely a personal preference. Like, this 4-card slot, you can do whatever you want with. Okay, then we got 4 Hound's Blaze. This card is absolutely ridiculous. So you get 3k power, even though it's only costing you 2 Don. So it's just, you know, honestly, it could just read that and it would be pretty decent. But then you also bot deck a 2 or less, which means with the leader you bot deck a 3 or less, and with, for example, Great Eruption, you're now bot decking a 5 for 3 Don, which is obviously insanely good. And you are investing essentially that 3 Don right back into a swing. So you can potentially remove something else through an attack. Just super valuable. It also has a trigger effect to bounce, so you could bounce some pluses, or you could bounce your opponent's units. Triggering this and just bouncing a Parasparrow when that's all your opponent's done is usually quite funny. So it's quite good. And then, of course, Great Eruption. This is a filter, but it's also letting you extend the range of your removal. And it is also a trigger that can potentially win you the game if you hit it late game and your opponent has very few cards in hand. Like, this can really screw them over by just enabling a kill turn out of nowhere. And then the last event I play is double Ice Age. I really just think you need to have Ice Age just to give you that reach into just being able to deal with stuff, because you don't always have like your ideal removal, and just being able to just go Ice Age, cool, now I'm able to deal with it, is really, really nice. So that is my suite of events. As you can see, that is 14 events. It's a lot. It is a lot, and it's scary because you will just be sitting there with a huge hand and not that much counter. But thankfully, your opponent's usually just gonna not have a board because you've just been spending all your time dealing with it. So that does make things slightly easier to deal with. Okay. Next, I play 4 copies of Toshigi. Please don't roast me for not having the 4th winner, because I'm going to be getting the championship version, so I didn't waste money on just getting another winner when I wasn't going to play it. But yeah, like it's Toshigi, it's salvageable with Rebecca, it's salvageable with Monchery, and it's 2k counter, and it's Navy, so it's searchable. 4 copies of Hina. This is for your Hina, Becca, Lucci nonsense looping. You need to have this card. I think you can't really play Sakazuki without it. In its most powerful form at the moment, anyway. I mean, I think Sakazuki is just crazy regardless, and honestly, you probably don't have to play this card. And depending on how aggro the meta is, you might move away from it, right? Because it doesn't have counter. If it had a 1k counter, I think it would just be insane. But yeah, this is super good in enabling you to just deal with basically anything. This plus a Borsellino lets you 7-drop Borsellino lets you deal with a 9-drop, and that's really, really good because it's dealing with everything relevant. It's establishing 2 bodies. Yeah, super nice. Then we got 4 brand new. This is your filterer, your plusser. It dumps cards into the drop, which is super relevant for Lucci as well, as potentially setting up some of your salvages. And it's a target that you can buff up with a Houndsblade to suddenly just be a 6k swing, which can come out of nowhere. The main thing is it's searching things like your Ice Ages and like your events and like just your really, really good cards that you might not necessarily be seeing otherwise as consistently, so it's just good for that reason. I play 3 Tsuru. Don't worry, I do play another 2k counter, but this is just another 2k counter that's searchable. You really want to avoid playing Tsuru if you can, but like obviously if you have to, then you do. And the reason I prefer Toshigi to Tsuru is because it's salvageable with everything, even though Tsuru is like a better card. But not being able to salvage it kind of sucks, and that's why I play the other 2k counter. And then 2 Monchery. This card is just broken. Like, it's actually just fundamentally broken. Like, being able to resource loop in this deck is just something that shouldn't be allowed, in my opinion. It just wasn't necessary to give him that, but yeah, there you go. You can. Right, onto the 4 drops. And this is where the wallet power is on full display. We've got 4 copies of Borsellino. This card is insane. Card is really, 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 really good right now. You need blockers, I think, and you need blockers that can't super easily be answered. And this basically only being able to dealt with by bouncing, bot decking, or resting means it's invulnerable to pretty much a huge amount of the format. It's also like, you know, it's only 4 Don, it's a 6k blocker, and your opponent has to invest an annoying amount. Like 4 drops are the annoying level of Sakazuki to deal with. They have to invest 2 cards usually. It's very difficult for that. They can't deal with it with just 1. So outside of you know, 7-drop Borsellino, or like a Mihawk or something. So it's just very, very annoying for them to deal with, and it's just super high value just having a blocker that's always sticking there. So yeah, card's good. Of course we need 4 Lucci, Sakalucci for a reason. This card's just ridiculous. You go 2 for 1 and you're a happy chappy. But even if you only pop 1 thing, it's fine. It's a 4/6. It's giving you insane value. It just sticks around. Like, the card's actually just dumb. Another dumb card, 4 copies of Rebecca. I actually don't know why they printed this card. Like, genuinely, like this is one of those cards that will get banned eventually. Not yet, but it will. I'm super confident of that fact. It's just stupid. Being able to salvage like almost your entire deck and then just play out stuff for free is ridiculous. This is the loop, right? So you have your Mon, Becca, Hina, Lucci. As long as you have Monchery, like once you hit 10 Don, if you have Monchery plus like literally any one of these, you have the full combo, because you play Monchery for 1 Don, use the effect for the 2nd Don, salvage one of your other pieces you're missing, usually Rebecca. Because if you have either Hina or Lucci, it's fine, but if you've got Rebecca in hand, then salvage one of these 2. Then you play 4 Don for Rebecca, salvage the other piece of the combo, play out the Hina, and then play out the Lucci. So you're guaranteed to just get it with like Monchery. This is literally just making the full combo work. And then of course, you always get the combo otherwise. And you don't even have to do that combo. You can do other stuff. You can literally add 2Ks. You can get back your valuable blockers. You can get back stuff like Kuzan, you know, which I play at 2, which is just an insanely good card. Like, yeah, there's just there's just so many busted things you can do in this deck. I won't go into all of them. Kuzan's crazy good. I think it's just like you can honestly, you can do whatever you want with the ratios. Like, as I said, this is a flex spot. These 4 cards, make them whatever you want. You can convert those into Kuzans. You can put those into counters. I'm quite tempted to do that. I'm constantly changing my mind on what I want to do with those flex slots. So yeah, like go crazy on it, honestly. And then finally, on the remainder of the top end, we've only got a couple extra cards. So we got 1 Virgo, which I'm just going to put up here. So this is like your basically 5th Navy 2K counter, and that's literally the only reason I play it. Honestly, I might, like, if I cut Pilaf, it's going to go into stuff like that, right? Just giving me those extra counter cards, because those are really, really good. And honestly, I feel like I might want to play 10 2Ks in this format, so I'd probably put Tsuru back in and then 1 extra Virgo, or maybe just 2 extra Virgos, just so I've got loads of 2Ks that are salvageable, which is always really, really good. Then of course, you need at least 1 Sabo. I might bump this up to 2. I think, you know, the changes I would make if I cut Pilaf would be to bump Sabo up to 2, bump Kuzan up to 3, and then bump Tsuru up to 4 and Virgo up to 2. And I think I'd be pretty happy with how that looked. You're just playing your best cards, honestly, and that's what the deck does. But yeah, and then finally, we've got the triple. Oh, you can't really see that there. We got the triple 7-drop Borsellino. Okay, well, I mean, we gotta put some respect on the Sabo. Come on, there we go. Yeah, the triple 7-drop Borsellino has to be done. This card is just nutty. It's literally the only top end you actually need. I've played Mihawk before. I think Mihawk is just a little awkward because you can hit 10s, obviously, but it's just such a hard investment, and you can't use it like as instantly. And honestly, like, as long as you've got an Ice Age, Borsellino is hitting anything anyway, or if you've got a Kuzan out. So yeah, like it really just does do everything. Yeah, that's my list. I really like this list. Honestly, you can kind of do whatever you want with this deck. Like, it's really guilt free. You're always going to be happy with what the list is doing, and that's always really heartening. If you want to learn more about how this deck works, check out my guide on my Patreon. But of course, this is the flex. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I looked up how much this is going for now, and it's like doubled since I got most of these cards. It's probably like, I don't know, something silly like 5k, which is just not worth it at all. I would, but you know, it is what it is. I'm sure I'll use that in the thumbnail though, in the title. But yeah, that is the deck. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Please do check out that giveaway. Please do check out my in-depth guide on Patreon. I'd really appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, and see you guys then. Cheers.